Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This will be first tutorial to explain you about the Hyperledger Sawtooth, which is a distributed ledger. And I'm expecting that you guys are already aware about the distributed ledger technology, and here we will be focusing on how the Hyperledger Sawtooth to work, following with some use case, and we try to develop a small application together here. So let's start and let's have a look and try to understand what Sawtooth is and how it works. So as you can understand that it's come under the umbrella of Hyperledger, which is from a Linux Foundation. It's already widely adopted in various use cases, and still it's getting adopted in many other as well. It is the main goal behind this DLT is it is an enterprise blockchain for building a distributed ledger application and network. The design philosophy is to keeping ledger distributed and making the smart contract safe, especially for the enterprise use. So how does Sawtooth work? In simple language, the blockchain application development by separating the core system from the application domain, and the application developer can specify the business rule appropriately for their application by using any programming language which they want. Example, that Sawtooth support Rust, Python, JavaScript, and Java as well, so you can use whatever language you want. And it is a very modular, and this modularity enables the enterprise and the consortia to make the policy decision that they are best equipped to make. So the core design will allow you to choose what kind of transaction rule, permission, or the consensus mechanism that you wanted to use as per your business need. It's an open source tool, and you can also go on the Sawtooth documents and learn more about it. The main features that which it offer, it separate the application layer and the core system. So we will also look about that in a future slides, where we will look for the architecture that will be more explanatory at that moment. So it make easy to deploy and develop your application by providing a clean separation between the application and the core system. And also the private network with the Sawtooth permissioning features. So what that means, it already has an inbuilt feature to create a private and permissioning of the network. So the cluster of Sawtooth net can be easily deployed, and you can separate the permissioning. There is no central service that you need to manage all this. The Sawtooth itself has this feature available. Apart from that, this network also support parallel transaction execution. So most blockchain requires serial transaction execution in order to guarantee the consistency ordering at each node of the network. So Sawtooth include an advanced parallel scheduler that splits transaction into a parallel flow. So in a transaction, you will see that when we do a transaction in the future, that we can also do multiple transaction in a one batch. So that we will see in the future. And also the system has event, as usually we can support various event in a blockchain, and it support creation and a broadcasting of event by supporting ZMQ sockets. So if you don't know about ZMQ, you can try to Google and try to learn about 0MQ, and which is quite straightforward. So in general, this event system work that you broadcast some event and other can subscribe and listen to that particular event. So in case of Sawtooth, you can mention what kind of event that you want to trigger in a transaction processor, which is a smart contract in this. And on your application end, you can listen to those events by mentioning the transaction family and what kind specific event that you wanted to listen to. And the other good advantage is it also support Ethereum contract compatibility. So there is another tool called Seth, which you can integrate with the network. And Seth is basically Sawtooth Ethereum integration project. It extends the interoperability of Sawtooth platform to the Ethereum. And you can also use EVM smart contracts to deploy on this network. And apart from that, it supports various dynamic consensus mechanism. So the majority of the consensus, like Sawtooth PBFT or proof of eclipse time or Sawtooth raft, these kind of algorithm that you can plug in. But here during the development, we will use the dev consensus engine, and I will also explain in a future slides, in our next tutorials, that how you can plug in different consensus algorithms. And also it has a various transaction family. You can mention your contract, and using that you can develop your application and start using it. Let's come to the architecture. So as you see here, this architecture consists of this network consists of a various validator node. And if we go inside the validator node, that we communicating with the validator with the REST API interface, which is provided by the Hyperledger. So here you will be communicating using your client. And this transaction processor is basically your smart contract. So you create a contract in Hyperledger Sawtooth term, it's a transaction processor. Apart from that, it support a consensus proxy where you can plug in different kind of consensus engine onto it. And below that, it's a simple P2P topology that to create a blockchain network. And of course, like in this state is like a global state of a specific entity, and it's a responsibility of the node to manage a global state of a specific entity, so that if you query to any other node, you will get the same result. If you wanted to know more about how this system works, then you can comment and comment in a comment section, and I will try to create one video to explain this in a more better way. And let's come to the interface. You can go on this Sawtooth website and look and check this open API specification, and you will find what kind of API is being supported by the Sawtooth REST API, and this we will be using while developing the app. Okay, so let's start with the development. Here we will be developing a simple storage persistent application. So the overall goal will be that we will set up a one Sawtooth network using dev consensus, and we will create a one transaction processor of a StoragePersist, which is a smart contract, and connect with the Sawtooth network. We will also include some of the events which you can listen on the event listeners. And to communicate with this network, we will be using Sawtooth REST endpoint, and we will create a one Sawtooth Persist transaction processor client to interact with the REST endpoints. And here we will create some kind of a UI or a page to do complete the complete application follow. So the interaction will be that the REST API we will expose from the transaction processor client, and which will be communicating with the Sawtooth REST endpoints, and which is responsible to talk with the Sawtooth network. This is it for this chapter. In the next chapter, we will bootstrap the Sawtooth network. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe. And if you want more such a video, you can comment and follow us, and let us know what kind of more videos that you want me to make for you. Thank you.